Yo, as promised, I am a man of my word, universal cat, partially healed, kind of saved. Welcome to Talking Thrash. This here is Isaac. We're going to give him a name, Isaac. His name's Isaac because he has hair, and it's kind of cool. So I just welcome to Talking Thrash. I won't be before you long. I got stuff to do. My drink of choice today is water because I have to drive later. There's been a lot of things going on, so I want to get right to it. First up, let's do some boss up. Shout out to Selena Gunn in Iowa City. She is a real chef. She does catering, she does cooking on the side and in her food truck at the South District. Shout out to Selena Gunn. I have yet to try some of her food, but I've heard amazing reviews. Okay, I told you all earlier I was going to tell you why I'm not that gay. That meaning parentheses that. And I have a fresh haircut, so if I look like Uncle Fester, please forgive me. There might be some bumps still in there, like some little blood popping out. But anyway, I was talking to a friend about this thing about being that gay, meaning that kind of gay. There's been a lot of gay content going around. I've heard things about, masculine femme and top, all this. I don't want to get into that. What I do want to get into is the idea that because we are not equipped with a lot of us in the old school ways, uh, people treating us normal, like normal human beings, specifically heterosexual men. We're so used to toxic masculinity. And so a lot of times let's just get into it. What is this thing about the gays that feel like they have to invade the hetero? Hypothetically speaking, a guy is somewhat curious and you know that about them. Why do we feel, as certain of us, that we have to pull that out of them, or that we have to win, or we have to conquer, so to speak? Sorry, letting the cat out. Why do we feel like we have to see if they'll go? I think it's a little predatory. As a guy who grew up until high school, I had male friends. In high school, I had very few friends, maybe one or two male friends. Most of my friends were girls for, I guess, obvious reasons. But what I didn't do, and even when I was in the closet, except for one time I'll tell you all about, I didn't try to lure the guys to say, okay, he's comfortable with being around gay men. He obviously treats us like normal human beings. He doesn't bat a lash about being in this space. So let me see if I can get him to go. I think that's so gross. Uh, as I am the president of my fraternity, I have to connect with men all the time on a male level, on a manhood level, on a healing level, on a personal level, and I never ever use that platform to get into the space of if a man is curious or if I can get him to go, because I think that is just crossing the line, which is why I understand why us gay people have been given like negative things back in the day. Now, the time that I did use it in a negative way was back when I went to junior college. I lived on campus. I led Bible study. I was in the closet. There were a lot of football players that needed prayer. And sometimes they would hug me just on some connection and bro stuff. And sometimes I liked the hug longer than normal. I would say that I used that weapon as a way to get closer to guys. At the time, I was also like 20, 21 years old. I am not 20 anything right now. But I was also in the closet, so whatever happened or didn't happen was never like on the forefront. As I got older, I started hanging around with a lot of more of us LGBTQ men, and I noticed that the thing was any guy that's comfortable in his skin as a heterosexual, that's comfortable being around us, we have to not only inundate him with our language, but we also have to test the waters to see how long we can grab his leg or how long we can pat his butt and all that stuff. And I'm like, as I got older, I saw some of my friends do it, and maybe I was a little resentful because I was like, well, they're obviously getting attention and not me. It wasn't attention. It was them searching and like reaching for inappropriate behavior to try to get. I'm not coming against our gay community. I am not coming against any of us. I am not have disdain or nothing like that. I just find it weird that as a man, as a certain age, I thrive and need connections from other men in certain spaces that I need them. You know, when I was younger, maybe I did have a friend, and when I found out he had a girlfriend, I was like, ugh, dirtbag. But I still became friends with him. Even if I had a celebrity crush, I was like, ugh, LL has a wife. I'm over it. Like as if you had a chance. You live all the way in Chicago. He lives in Queens and he travels around the world. Um, but I do, as a grown man who value, now that I'm older and now that I know who I am and I need, for mental health reasons, connections with other brothers. Um, I do not, as a gay man, use that platform in a negative way to lure or feel like I can get him to go. If a I've had plenty of male friends and plenty of male people that come in my life that I've met where they have expressed some kind of curiosity. It was never my job to elevate that for them or get them out of the closet or give them a parade. It was never my job to go below the belt, figuratively and literally, um, to see if I can get them to go, because, you know, the flip side of that is my insecurity wouldn't even allow me to, one, make that move, and two, be rejected. The humanistic part of me is like, I really thrive connection on, you know, who this person is. Because again, as a young adolescent male, I didn't have that. I had a lot of girlfriends. And so that dynamic has changed. But I realize uh, that there's a vulnerability inside of men in general that we don't necessarily get to touch on. And when we do get to touch on that, it doesn't mean that there is a space or a window for us gay men to operate something more, either sexual or whatever. I know plenty of gay men that have straight male friends that they are only friends with them because they are waiting for that moment. I'm never waiting for that moment. Actually, I don't even want those moments because I know that the connection that I have with this person is beyond what I think they look like without a shirt. Like, also, bro, I've seen you without a shirt and you all right. But I do wanted to just say that, you know, not that I'm coming against the gay community because I know y'all try to do that, but with all of the stuff that's out there about, you know, queer talk right now, specifically gay male talk about, like, you know, I've watched a lot of things. Uh, I don't care to out my brother. I really don't. I don't care to know that that is a part of him. And if he shares that with me, I'm going to hold it in my deepest, you know, safe space that they trusted me to hold it in. I'm not going to use it against them. I'm not going to try to out them. I'm not going to make my move because I have somebody that I can make moves with. Tons of moves. The door closed because that was a move. The door closed because there's some real good air coming in. But I just want to say, listen, men, gay men, homosexual man, stay in your lane. That guy is not nice to you because he secretly wants to smash. If he does, let that happen on their end, not yours. And this is why we get y'all, not we, but me, but y'all, get so caught up in all of the DL type of stuff. So if we want to talk about DL, which I don't want to do, it stems from you knowing that this guy might be 70-30 and you tap in, you giving that 30% of his curiosity 100% of attention. And then you get hurt. There's plenty of gay men out there for you to date. Figure out if y'all gonna be open or not, because I don't think that works anymore. But I also feel like I love my bros. I am not coming for y'all to, it's to the point where my close male friends, we do say like weird locker room stuff, and I'm not like, ooh, is this the moment? Is this the time? Are we ready? Can I do it? No, you cannot. You can love the person for who they are. You can be that person's friend and figure out who you are. Figure out why you feel like you need to go after the curious guy, because it looks predatory. You know what it says? It says you're a 50-year-old man going after an 18-year-old virgin. That's what it says. And on the flip side of that, that's kind of creepy. So I'm gonna need y'all to be less creepy. You don't have to agree. You can comment at the bottom. You can like, subscribe. You can tell me in my personal space how you feel about it. But I am here to talk my thrash because that's what this platform is for. I've talked my thrash, heterosexual men, Be cool with who you are. Continue to love us. Gay men, please stop. Ain't nobody going. Ain't nobody checking for you. Maybe that guy feels like he can tell you stuff that he can't tell his homies because you have a different ear. But sometimes you don't have the different ear. You have the weird eye. And that's the problem. I'm sorry that you're offended. I also don't care. Man of my word, universal cat, partially healed, kind of saved. Thank you for tuning in to Talking Thrash. I will be back with more, and I will elaborate more on this topic. And guess what you can do? Talk your thrash too. Okay, bye. Happy Tuesday. Gamma. Talking about he